Sup traders, it's Trades here. Let's see what the market has in store for us today. News-wise, we got PMI's news coming out from 8:15 UK time until 2:45 PM. I won't be trading until post 9 AM. If I see a good move at that time, then maybe I'll trade and close my trades before the US PMI news, which is at 2:45. So yeah, most likely won't see any trade until 2:45 later on today. With Eurodollar, we came into a sell side liquidity yesterday, failed to close below that, put in this pin bar. However, we've had 3 bearish closes in a row this week in a bearish order flow. We also rejected below that sell side liquidity a 50% off the fair value gap below it, and also 50% off the weekly time frame fair value gap, which happens to be sitting right below that. Did price make the low of the week yesterday? By looking at the lower time frames, it looks like it might have. However, with the news coming out today, I would want to see price come down and take out yesterday's low before looking for any trading opportunities. So yeah, I want to see this previous day low get tapped. Honestly, if it gets tapped during the USD PMI news, that would be perfect, because that would be a good time to look for an opportunity to go long. We also have this daily time frame bearish fair value gap right there. Will price come into that, find resistance today before or during London news? I'm not sure. On the 4-hour time frame, we've been making lower lows. Right, we've been making lower lows, pulling back, a lower low, pull back, and then lower low, which came into a sell side liquidity. It also rejected this previous day low, rejected it with this, I don't know if it's called a morning star or evening star, or this 3 candlestick pattern, this bearish candle followed by an opposite pin bar, bearish pin bar, and inside bar pin bar, and then followed by a bullish engulfing candle that took out the low of that liquidity of that inside bar candle. And right now it looks like we're coming back into this order block, which also has a fair value gap right there. So it might be a place where price will find resistance and then continue lower, and then give us a trade later on. Because on the 4-hour time frame, this channel is still in play. This channel that has been in play for the last almost 2 weeks. This is still in play for me, right? RSI is still diverging, and it's even better divergence right now. We have the midpoint in the middle, and then we have the low. So yeah, if it comes down and retests this low, honestly, that's a really good trade that I'll be looking at later on. And I will be quite aggressive if it comes after the US news at previous days low. So yeah, right now after this low, it just looks like, right, we've failed swing, failed retest, market structure shift, we've closed below these highs, and it looks like we're closing above this order block on the 60-minute time frame. However, like I said, we got that 240 order block right there, and inside that we also have this 60 order block, 60 breaker, and 60 fair value gap that price can honestly find some resistance at, which is around here. Yeah, the only play I have for today is I want to see price drop down to this low and provide some candlestick confirmations, and then I will look to go long. Ideally, I want to see that happen after dollar PMI news at 2:45. And yeah, that if it happens during the London or like this at 8:30, 9 o'clock, there's a sharp drop, and then we get an entry, then potentially I will enter that as well for a very short period, because I don't want to be in that trade for too long. I don't want to be in a trade when dollar PMI news is out, and then I'll see what happens after that. But apart from that, yeah, I'm not looking to short from here. No, let's do pound dollar. It's the same story in pound dollar as well. Yeah, so pound dollar cleared out the first fair value gap on the weekly time frame. So we've cleared the rest of this fair value gap, and it's come into the second one and tapped into it so far. 50% of that fair value gap is here. Honestly, because that's 2 fair value gaps in a row, Now, we're going to need some strong push to clear the rest of that. And given it's Thursday, I don't expect that the entire thing to be cleared right now. We've got this daily time from order block as well, below that 50% off the weekly time from fair value gap. And we've got this daily time from fair value gap as well, which price closed into yesterday. Potentially can tap into the 50% of that today, because we are, we've had 3 bearish days in a row, so potentially we might see another bearish day, but it's Thursday, so we might, reach the drawn liquidity, which for me is the 50% of this daily time from fair value gap, and start to look for bullish displacement for a TGIF trade. Same as euro, we have a channel right there, right on pound dollar, with RSI diverging from the top bottom to bottom left to top right. 1 hour time frame, we have come into this low. It looks like we are forming a range, which is something I like seeing, as it is anyway. At the bottom of the channel, we have, ideally I want to see price come into the highs of this, tap into this range, come down and take out the low, the middle point of the low of this range, and that would be a good entry to go long. However, it's not really unless it comes and taps at 50% of that daily time fair value gap. It's not really the best trade. I won't aim that high, but yeah, similar to pound dollar, euro dollar, more play for this is also, it's more bearish than pound euro dollar. You have more fair value gaps, so price displaced lower with, we've left a fair value gap right there on the 240. We've got another bigger fair value gap here on the 1 hour time frame. We've got this order block the price can come and push into. Again, if we are bearish, we've got again this swing high just below this 60 fair value gap that can provide an entry to go short. And because the way price is so bearish at the moment on pound dollar, it wouldn't surprise me if it just comes into this high right here and then continues lower. But I won't be looking for that trade, because that might come during the news, and I'm not going to trade until after news. So let's see what the market does post news, and I'll take it from there.